Hey everybody, you are tuned in to Hanging with Here to Zen, the show that is a place for people who love all kinds of music. We really hope you enjoy your time with us today. Make sure you hit subscribe if you already haven't, and hit that notification bell to be kept up to date. We would love to hear from you over on our social media platforms, so just search Here to Zen and you'll find us. Lastly, could you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify or Google Podcasts, or wherever you're going to be tuning in from? Those reviews help other people to find us, so we appreciate the reviews and the support. Thanks so much for tuning in. So, back out doing some Rolling Stones stuff with some of your good buddies, Tex and Tim. It's a one-off, Night at the Barracks, September 29. So, what do the Rolling Stones mean to you as a performer, a songwriter, and just as a human?
Look, I don't have very early memories of the Rolling Stones, so I guess I've grown up with them. They've been a huge part of my life from the get-go. I remember watching them on TV, seeing Start Me Up when I was very young.
Yep.
Which is when, so they would have been making that era of the Stones music when they came to my attention. So that was my first taste of the Stones, was not the sort of really early stuff, but that sort of 80s tinge stuff. So I remember seeing Start Me Up and Mick Jagger in that sort of in the tracky jacks and,
Yep.
sort of, I was just like, this is so awesome, like watching him move around. But I remember having Tattoo You. Is that the name of the record?
Yeah.
Tattoo You on cassette. And that's kind of like the bit sort of, it was like a sort of slightly, I don't know what the word is, but it was a bit different to their other records. But I remember that was one record I had and really loving that. And then here I am, like doing Stones covers, like in front of thousands of people. It's like, what the hell? Like, I can't believe it, like I've grown up with the Stones and, it's huge part of my life.
So we're probably around the same age. So I call that the Countdown Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
That Start Me Up video, when you think about it, it was like the precursor to Physical by Olivia Newton-John for me. Like, it's just that, and you could tell that they were, let's just say, influenced in other ways during that video clip, because like most of their video clips, you can tell they just don't want to be there, so they just take the piss.
Yeah, they're totally taking it. I mean, I didn't, as a kid, you don't pick up on that stuff. But then when you look back at it, you go, oh my God, they're off guts and they're taking the piss and, but they were so good at what they did. It just looked effortless, and just rolled off them and, it's just so good, and just, it's funny that music like that can influence and inspire so many different generations and genders. I was a teenage girl, I wouldn't think that I'd get into something like that, but I do lean towards their music. It is my style of music, it's sort of that rock, and I really liked blues as well. When I was first blossoming into music and learning about music and collecting music, I really gravitated towards the blues. I had records like, I remember having Little Walter records and Lightning Hopkins and who else did I have? I just loved those blues records. Like, it was one of the first things I bought before I was listening to Sonic Youth and, Dinosaur Jr. and, all that kind of stuff. I was into the blues hardcore. So the Stones music is just a natural, it's very natural to me, Just really love it. It's sort of a no-brainer.
Yeah, and I always say this, Phil, and I never meant it in a negative way. I think what makes the Stones perfect is their simplicity. They don't try to mess around with things. They're a blues-based rock band. They do what they do, and they do it well. And I think missing in today's music is some of that simplicity, because we have so many computers and technology taking over. I think people sometimes forget that. So for you as a songwriter, was like copying Stones songs part of the thing that you did when you were learning to play guitar?
I didn't really copy anyone's music or do any covers when I was learning guitar, but the book that I was learning from, which was a basic rhythm guitar book, is all you learn the 12-bar blues. That's like the first sort of thing you learn. So, you know, I guess that's what the Rolling Stones sort of, that was their foundation, you know. But I think it's true, like their music seems pretty simple and there is a simplicity, and it's true. But it's very hard to do music like that unless you really feel it. Like, you know, so a lot of people can try and do simple music or try and do that blues-based music, but there's something about a band like the Stones, who obviously are so huge because they are so good at what they do, but they really felt it, or they really gravitated towards the blues, and it was just in their blood. You know, they couldn't help it. It's like, you know, born in the swamp kind of thing, you know. But I don't think I'd ever done a Stones cover till I did the review and did the Sticky Fingers and all of that. But learning their songs, some of them are surprisingly hard to remember, like all the lyrics and things like, and it's so funny when you do have to learn covers of, and I've learned a lot of covers now because I've done a few different tribute shows like Bob Dylan, Rolling Stones, you know, a whole bunch of other stuff that I've had to learn over time. And so the bands are so different to each other, and some bands you think it will be hard, it's not, and some bands you think, oh, that'll be easy, it's not. So, you know, like, it's been a great ride, like learning all their songs, like lyrically of course, but so interesting to see from the inside, you know, how they construct the songs and how they roll, you know. And the songs, some of the songs are quite different to each other, you know. Really, they've got such a variety of ways they've written their songs.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I knew of them, as I said, from Countdown Rolling Stones, but I actually realized what an influence they had because I'm a huge Kiss fan, and Kiss did a cover of 2000 Man on their album, like Dynasty album, and you go back and listen to the original version of 2000 Man. I don't know if you've heard it.
No, I haven't.
But it's like this psychedelic, cracked out folk tune, you know, and it's probably one of the most difficult songs the Stones do, and it's just way out there. And then I hear, you know, Gunners doing Symphony for the Devil, you know, and you just realize what a wide amount of artists were influenced by them. So for you, when you go on stage, what's the one song that you look forward to?
Yeah, I get asked this question a lot, and it's so hard to answer because I love so many of them, and really look forward to singing them for different reasons. Look, I've done a lot of Stones songs now, and I think doing Wild Horses with Tex is great. Like, it's such a classic song, and then doing it with Tex, who, you know, I love, and we love duetting together. And that song is actually quite easy to remember. But the words are very poetic, so I would think I'd forget them, but I don't. For some reason, that song really sticks in my head. Like, I don't have, so when it comes to that one, not only am I looking forward to it, but I know I don't have to think. You know, I just go into, you know, just feel it. But I also enjoy doing the harder songs, you know, the more complex ones, like Moonlight Mile is like such an interesting song, and it's very orchestral, and the lyrics are like telling this story, but there's so much going on. You really have to focus because I don't want to put a foot wrong, you know. I want to get any words wrong. And yeah, I love Dead Flowers. Like, I love the country tinged Stones because I love country music as well. So that's really, really great to do. And Can't Always Get What You Want, like, that's so much fun to do. Really, really fun. Like, every song is so different, and you just have such a different feel. And I love doing Beast of Burden when I did it with Phil Jamieson. Fuck, I love that one, and I actually love that song so much. It's one of my like top I reckon, top 5 Stones songs. It's in there. I love it so much. Yeah.
You're also going to have Tim from UMI, who is currently racing around the country doing the Who show. So he's the most tributed guy at the moment. Now, do we hope Tim wears the kimono? I always want to see the kimono.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope we get the kimono. I mean, Tim has that amazing what's it called? A nudie suit. The Graham Parsons style suit, which he brings out on the Stones shows. He looks amazing. He always looks amazing, and even his tattoo on his chest is like that sort of Sacred Heart or whatever, like some religious kind of iconography.
Yep.
Heart or something with thorns. It looks amazing on his chest. He just has to wear that and a shirt open and the kimono.
And the kimono, yeah.
And done, like he just looks so great. So yeah, Tim will be there. Tex will be there, of course, in all his fucking glory. I love them both so much, and I just pinch myself. I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm just a little chick from Geelong. I'm just sitting here trying to do my best, and and then there's these, Tex and Tim. They're just amazing. But they we all have a great time, and that they mentor me as well. If I need a bit of coaching, but I think I've got a good handle on the shows now. Like when I first started, it's not my wheelhouse. I don't. Tributes are hard for me because I just do my thing. But the more I do them, the more confidence I gain, and I learn a lot. And I just love watching my mentor brothers doing it. And I just feel really lucky, to be doing it with them. These amazing legends that happen to be mates as well, But
it's funny. I've just thought of it. You think of the darkness of Tex and the lightness of Tim. It's almost like you've got the devil and the angel, one on each shoulder, on stage with you.
Yeah, they're both like they have their way of performing, and they're just so, they both have their thing that they do, and they're very different how they do it. And yeah, it's just awesome to watch them both. And yeah, the intensity is great,
Yep.
Yeah, it's very inspiring for someone like me.
So has there been a tribute that you've wanted to do but haven't been invited to yet?
Oh, mate, I'd love to do something like a Nirvana tribute.
Yeah.
That would be rad. Yeah. And then I think I was supposed to do a Divinals tribute, but it didn't come to fruition. Like there was sort of this kind of talk of it, and then there was approaching me, and then it sort of fell away. But things like that happen. Maybe there's no funding, or it just doesn't happen. It's ideas. But that would have been cool to do something like the Divinals. I'd love to be approached to do something like Kate Bush, but I could never do it because I don't have the vocals to do that, or the vocal range. But if I did one of her lower register songs, maybe, that would be amazing. Yeah.
Now, you've had your own album out inland for a little bit. How have you found the response?
Oh, it's been incredible. I've been so lucky. I wasn't expecting such a huge response because it took so long to make, and I was really nervous when it came out, but it's been incredible. I'm up to my 4th vinyl pressing. The label's like over the moon. Like, we weren't expecting that. The shows have been great, and I just couldn't be happier. Yeah.
That's really cool. Now you've got the Stones gig. Magic Dirt have been out playing everywhere. I think we've probably crossed paths a good half a dozen times over the last 2 years. I remember, was it Spring Loaded? I was standing next to you on the side stage. I think we were watching one of the boys open up on Spring Loaded. So we've seen you there. So what are Magic Dirt kind of doing in terms of new music?
Yeah, thanks for asking. We get asked that a lot these days, and it's getting more and more like something we are considering doing. Because we never really thought about doing new music, because we've got all this unreleased stuff as well. So I would say it's on the cards, and let's hope it happens. That's what I would say, without giving too much away and not getting people too excited. Yeah.
When it comes to that, like, sort of archival stuff, do you have a lot of video because video is really huge again.
Is it?
Yeah, like when you think about YouTube and stuff, a lot of bands get archival footage and just throw it on YouTube for like $1 download per song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about this.
Yeah.
Oh, so they put archival footage on and they charge $1 and
Yeah, just like a download and they can keep it, or it's like downloading a song, but
Okay.
I know Aerosmith did full concerts at one point that you could get, and then just as a nerdy VHS kid who loved getting bootlegs, getting that archival footage for someone like me would be great.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm into it. We'd be into it. We're a band that's into that sort of stuff, and we do have quite a bit of footage of like live stuff, but we had a camera strapped to our hand for like years on the road. So we've got like, we could sell hours of footage of us just sitting in the tour van. If anybody wants that, like you can have it. But it's great because we will be able to use that our footage for things like documentaries and stuff like a documentary and stuff like that. So yes, we've got a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys doing much in the way of shows throughout the rest of the year?
Heaps. Yeah, we're on our Young and Full of the Devil 25th anniversary tour.
Yeah.
Moment we just played Tassie on the weekend, which was great. So the tour just kicked off literally the last 2 weekends, and we've got like 19 dates. It wraps up in early November in WA, so we're going right through till then. We're hitting like Byron Bay, Brisbane, Melbourne next weekend, Castlemaine, all over Victoria regional, Newcastle, Adelaide, and then over to WA, Perth, Bunbury, Dunsborough. It's like massive tour. So the album Young and Full of the Devil is reissued on a double LP.
Yep.
A purple translucent vinyl, which is very nice. And we're just playing the record from start to finish at the gigs.
Yep.
As well as a little set of hits and golden oldies. But the response has been unreal. People really love the record. They're very attached to it. It signifies a time in their life. It's a fucking heavy record in terms of music and subject matter, but it's very cathartic. We love playing it. It's actually a real joy, even though the material is quite dark. But, we're mature now, so got a different handle on it, different perspective. And, I feel like we're elders looking back at our younger selves.
Yep.
But still people are connecting. Like we had sold out shows in Tassie, and all the other shows were really well attended, and a lot of shows are selling well, which we're happy about because it's so hard, these days, everyone's under a lot of pressure, but people really want to come out and connect with music, and we love saying hi after the shows, and it just feels really great. People really, I think, need the music at the moment, and good time to be out on the road.
And especially like Tassie don't get shows. They would have been stoked.
They were so stoked. That's exactly what they said. They were like, people don't come here. Thank you so much for coming. And we were never going to miss Tassie. And so, yeah, we try and get down there as much as we can. And I'll be down there solo-wise as well at some point soon.
Awesome. So as we finish up, what do you want to let everyone know?
Well, just... I'm out on the road a lot. I'm with Magic Dirt and solo, and I'm doing the Rolling Stones review, which I'm really excited about. And there's a lot that's going to happen from now onwards. Music wise, we're not going to stop. I'm not going to stop, and hopefully there'll be more new music out soon. And yeah, just can't wait to team up with Tim and Tex, and just loving being on the road. I just finished the Rock Wiz tour, which was incredible. Did the theatre shows, and a lot of the shows were sold out. People were just loving being out. And, I would just say, if you want to go out and see some music, just come out and get out of the house and have a good time. And, it's a good time to be out there.
Awesome, Adalita. I'll see you next time you're in Brizzy for sure.
Awesome, man. Thanks a lot, Andrew.
Right. See ya.
Bye. Bye.